We indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again today, sharing the space for opening an opportunity for us to create together. Genuinely, I appreciate you so much, my bearded friend Naomi and Mariah. Amazing to have you here. Like right off the bat. When it rains is here as well. Thank you for the silver. Okay, so I think when it rains is gonna send a message related to today's topic. And she says, well, this is a strange coincidence. I made a goal to create at least one new thing a week this year. Have you been have you been delivering, if you will? When it rains, have you been creating one new thing? I'm trying to get a sunshade because I'm already sweating and the sun is probably gonna try and beat down on me as it sinks. Sets, I guess, would be the right terminology. Am I shaded? I hope so. Thank you for joining me, Jenny. Thank you for being here. Gave a little dance for your sit down. Thank you so much, my friend. Man, it genuinely brings joy to my heart just to imagine that. Good morning to you, Jenny. Good morning to you, brother Ryan. Thank you for sharing the space with us today. I moved over to Reddit. Hey again, Naomi. Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna put some water in my glass. Ermias Blur. Ermias Blur. Ermias Blur. Ermias Blur. I'm going to read something we're saying before we start rolling today. Let's see. Something about creativity, please. I would really like something about creativity. This one. Hmm. 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 Okay, the first one I read goes, it is your destiny to reunite with the mind of God. And this creativity question that we bring today, I feel like I almost had a bias slash judgment beforehand, before coming here, about that creative space. And you can technically prescribe it to the mind of God. It is your destiny to reunite with the mind of God. Maybe being creative, using our creative energy, is that attempt, to reunite with God. And then the second one, I feel hello, puppy nose stockings. Hello, pupperkies. Hello, putter. Okay, you go on your adventures. You go on your adventures. No? Okay. The second one is right where you are, practice where you are going. And in this context of creativity, in this context of wanting to be more creative, the feeling of creativity coming up in you and then almost disappearing again, in the same speed. This is weird little spider on my rolling mat. I've never seen one of them. What an interesting little dude he is. Oh, he's slacklining. I don't know if he's slacklining. He's put out a web in defense. I don't know if I'm still connected to him. No, fortunately not. Just to imagine what that little creature I've seen, it inspires me creatively as well. Thinking where it's went, what it's eaten, where it was born, how long it's lived. So many questions. This week is the big project of custom mittens. I made a bracelet and necklace for week 1 and 2, but really, where does the motivation go, right? Where does it go when it rains? Because we're the ones that get motivated, right? It's like we get it. And then we have motivation, and then this motivation eludes us again. Where does it go? It has to be somewhere because we keep rediscovering it. Maybe we're supposed to cultivate it. Maybe it's something that gets grown. But it is something I feel helps if you get momentum. If you set structure like you did when it rains, like setting a structure, like I want to create something new every single week for this year. Like just by doing that, just by creating a little bit more structure, it's almost like you're allowing that motivation a dedicated time, if that makes sense. And I feel it very much is the same with these streams, because we have a set time and we show up in this set time and we keep showing up in this set time. We get to be creative in different ways. Instead of expecting us to be creative prior to, I have to be a little bit creative with my topic ideas, and I do a bit of thinking about them before I come to stream. But a lot of the stuff that we end up talking about comes from the stream, and it's a co-creation. We get to be creative together by seeing the different perspectives. Lane is here again. A part of my car literally just fell off yesterday. Good morning, everyone. Which part of your car? Lane, I wouldn't call myself a knower of cars, but I do know that there are certain parts of your car that's not supposed to fall off, and certain parts of your car that can fall off, and you can still get away with it. Our intention, creativity, or just to be creative. Every single puff I take, I hope to be inspired to be creative. And the word creative is pretty cool as well. At least in my opinion. Just like now writing it down, I think about this. Creative. Because we do create things as human beings. I feel creation is something that human beings very much have in common. Our ability to create experiences, novel conversations, we can imagine the most arbitrary of things. And we can depict slash make realized these imaginations, these creative ideas. And we can share those creative ideas with other beings. And they can almost, I don't know if the right word is drawn in, but you can have them join you in your creative universe. You can be like, this is the way I see the world from a creative perspective. And you can bring more people into that creative perspective with you. And even though it might not be a 100% depiction of the reality as a whole, because of the creative direction that the person decided to take, there is an appreciation that comes from us as individuals. We admire certain things more than we do others. And creativity definitely is something that we admire as human beings. Very good one. I always felt my boy. I always tell my boy that the way they play is practice. Practice for who you want to be, how you want to be. What a beautiful thing that is to say to little boys, Mariah. So Mariah has 3 little boys: Wesson, Clyde, and Roland. And I think all of them are under 9 years old. And she is teaching them, during this developmental stage of their lives, that the way they play with one another is practice for the way they want to be in the world, how they want to be in the world. And that's beautiful, Mariah. Thank you so much for doing that for them and for sharing it with us. It was a part covering the top of one of the back tires. Uh, the it was a part covering the top one of the black tires. It should be fine. I hope so, Lane. Dude, just suddenly transmission falls out of the car. You're revving, car isn't going anywhere. It's like, yes, something fell out of my car. I'm happy to hear it still drives, Lane. I'm happy to hear you have a car, Brother Bay. Like cars are, at least in what I've seen, depicted, is pretty affordable in America. I don't know why it's not the same here in South Africa. Was an important part. Still buff. Just buff it out a little bit. I have started a focus on wearables. Good morning to you, my friends, and good evening, Mel. Thank you for joining us. It's so nice to have you here, Gabriel. What do you think about creativity, Brother Bear? Like you've been more creative as of late as well. And I heard you talk on your stream the other day about how you feel like since you were using, the works of other friends, the creations that they've made to make something anew, you felt like you weren't creative enough, or you didn't have the same level of creativity, and as a result of that, your creation was lesser. When in fact, that's the furthest thing from the truth. And it was a beautiful thing for me to hear from you, because it just shows me that that is something that we do. We compare our creations to other people's creations, and because we're not as creative as another person might be, or might not be creative in the same way as another person may be, we judge ourselves. And it literally takes that motivation to create a way. And you depicted that in words, and it's beautiful that you can recognize that and you can transcend that gobbledygook. You are an inspiration. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. When It Rains says, I have started a focus on wearables so that creativity has a bigger purpose than just my efforts put in. Yeah, like functional, right? It's something you can actually wear. That's beautiful. When it rains, are you selling them? Are you giving them away? What's your plan with these creations you're making? Trying to get motivated to work out at home. I was also debating doing something creative today, but the only thing I can think of is my coloring books. That sounds like a great idea. Spend 33 minutes and 33 seconds, Naomi. Listen to some music, zen out, just color a little bit. Just be in that moment for a bit. Or, on the note of working out at home, I try to be creative in my home workouts these days, where I put on some music, I do some basic sit-ups, and then I just like squat to the rhythm. It sounds like a track in itself. Squat to the rhythm. You just squat to the rhythm. You go up and down, and it literally kills you. And it is very fun to me as well, because you are utilizing rhythm to do so. That's at least the way that I motivate myself, is with music. I wouldn't be able to motivate myself to exercise if I didn't have music in the room as well. I just feel like some rhythm really gets you into it. Rep, 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 rep. Man, these little burps. I've been thinking about taking my computer, not my box computer, the laptop that my mom is using, and taking it up to the roof, plugging my USB microphone into it, and then just letting it run underneath this tree, record some of the bird sounds. I don't know if I wanna sell the audio or just make it available, but it really has some sort of energy to it. I was man, I'm thinking about a bunch of things. Okay. Let me share some of the excitement with you friends. It's still very much in the infancy. Me and Sensei have been talking about it for quite a while, about creating classes, just classes in order to help people, and also as a means to actually make a living doing what it is we're doing. And Brandon Be Happy and Sensei were two of the friends that are now trying to do this with us. Brandon Be Happy has been in contact with people that helped him with this class that he is now publishing on the Mighty, the platform is called. And now he knows how to do that, and we're basically going to do that together. And while I was thinking about creative ideas of how I can do my own class, I went to this site called Storyblocks. It has a bunch of stock footage and music and photos and sound effects. And I was just creatively, going from one idea to another, searching these different resources, if you will, to see if they would have these things that I could potentially use. And one of them was, bird sounds. Or I think I entered morning bird sounds, something like that, or dusk bird sounds. And there was like one hit, one result, and I was like, damn, maybe there's a lack in resources for these type of sounds. So that's what led me to thinking about getting on the roof of a microphone. Creative ideas. That's what I'm trying to share with this thought process, is that we we try one thing. I try to do one thing. I try to be creative in a way that I'm going to create a class that is entertaining, that is informative, that is something that people can benefit from. And then my mind is like, oh yes, that's nice that you want to be creative in that way. But how about being creative in this way? And I'm like, bro, can you focus, please? Can you focus just a little bit? My brain is like, no, can't help you there, chief. Dopamine is all over the place. I think this is good. What do you think, friends? Maybe there's someone right now manically screaming at me, chewing their fingernails off, ripping their hair out. Okay, we're not gonna get any worse. Hey, when is he gonna light that joint? When is he gonna do it? Creative is the intention that we've set. I hope that it brings some creativity into this space as well. Maybe we can think about something ridiculous. Where did you get that? Can you see what Pippi is chewing on? On neither cameras you can. I'm gonna take it from her for a second. Like, warning, it is a dead thing. Okay, you've been warned. Look away. Close your eyes if you don't want to see it. But this is what she's chewing on right now. Where did you find this? She probably found this somewhere on the farm. Hmm. To be or not to be? That is the question, huh? Yeah, it makes sense. I see. There you go. You can have your thing back. Dogs. Damn. Huh? I thought you would like that, Lane. Of course, bro. Dead things. Some Viking part of you starts kicking in. How are you doing though, brother bear? Like, the last you shared, you were going through some stuff. Are you still going through the same stuff? Are you going through some different stuff right now? Are you trying to deal with the stuff you're going through? How are you doing, brother bear? How are you feeling? Is it going okay? I hope so. I've been thinking about you, man. I noticed that you were gone for the last few days, and I was like, huh. I hope Lenny's okay. I've started to focus on wearables, trying to get motivated. If not, just a little bit for a while. Yeah, you ought to do it. I agree. Just like 33 minutes. Don't spend 10 hours. Just a little bit of time to be creative. Works a lot. Guns and lipstick. Thank you for joining us, friend. Good day to you. It's so nice to have you join us. Also, a streamer friend here on Arpan. Lane, the one time I was on Reddit, you were here, so I came back. It's like, no, I have to see Lane. Hello, Lane. Thank you, Naomi. Okay, we're gonna light this. To creativity, friends. Yesterday, me and Tate, no, day before yesterday, me and Taylor Tate had a chat with one another. And he was interested in the time I spent with my friend Christian. And one of the questions that he asked me, goodness, 2022 hasn't been very kind. A lot of stress still, but it's getting better. Little by little, Lane. We're here with you, Brother Bear. If you have any of that stress you want to unpack and share with us, we'd be more than willing to help you carry. Hey there, Naomi. Thank you, Lane. And Tate basically asked me about this experience I had. And he told me that the persona slash idea of me that he had was this one of someone who was one with nature. That's how our stream started. Every single stream we were streaming outdoors. We have this nature environment in our background, and he said it was like almost odd to see me in like a basically sterile white environment instead of being in the midst of life. And he asked me, how did that influence me? And my response to that is, it influenced me to be more creative, and more creative in the way where I had more ideas, more imaginations of works of art that I want to realize, more understandings of what I could do going forward with what we're doing right now. It literally, while we were there, our logo changed. In that way, we were allowed to be creative. And he was like, that's interesting to me that you say that. Why is that? And my response to that was because my environment wasn't complex, if you will. I allowed myself more complexity in the things I was thinking about or the way I wanted to be creative in. And I don't know if I'm not allowing myself that necessarily because I'm not in that environment anymore. But just articulating that, him asking that creative question and me trying to come up with a creative response educated both of us on how we were going through or what I was going through and how that influenced us and the stuff that we end up sharing. You know, I shared with him as well Christian's influence on me. Christian had a bunch of poems all over his apartment that also had a constant influence on me. Christian is extremely creative and inspiring individual. He's also writing a book, and his book is a book of fiction, and the way he writes is awe-inspiring, you know, on a level that I don't think I could achieve. The book I'm writing right now is very much, how do you say? I want to say straightforward. If that is that a way to say it? You know, and it's easy to understand language, if you will. And then I listen to Christian's way of writing, and it's this intricate, you know, beautifully worded, an actual experience just to listen to his story. And then me and Christian will have a conversation with one another about creativity, about what we see in one another. And then he keeps coming back to this point of, I don't understand how you do it. You know, like pointing to me as in, oh, you're so creative. No, 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 no. And then I laugh at him. I actually laugh at him. Like, what do you mean, dude? I'm the one that's admiring of you. You're the one that's my inspiration when it comes to how creative a being can be. And it just shows me that what we think of as creativity and what creativity is to each and every single one of us is so different from person to person that trying to label your own way of being creative as lesser because another person is creative in another way, we're gonna leave us all less creative as individuals. We can inspire one another to create, but we shouldn't compare ourselves to one another. And I feel that's the message been coming, you know, back to me over and over again. My bad. My work is shut down trying to get motivated to do a home workout and also trying to be creative today. You can do both, Naomi. Do both for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, just a little bit is more than nothing. I'm trying to get into a creative swing as well. I have an album started, but no time or motivation. Like that part, you know, the not having time part, I feel is frustrating in a way where you're like, oh, I want to do this thing, but there's not enough time to do this thing. But not being motivated, where you just feel like I don't want to do this thing. I don't want to do anything. That is that is very, I don't know if the word is disturbing, perturbing, discouraging, informing, maybe a little bit. Maybe we should let ourselves be informed by those situations. You know, the whole resistance thing. What's it called? The art of war? The war of art? The art of war? Not the, no, 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 no. I think it's The War on Art is what the book is called. And it's a book about resistance, as the author states it. And he basically identifies this resistance in our life as this force that comes up in us every single time we want to do something that will be to our benefit, you know, to our growth, to our further development. And instead of heeding heeding that resistance's call, you take that as a surefire indicator that you're heading in the right direction. You know, if you feel unmotivated to do a certain thing, it probably means you're supposed to do it, or it's gonna be good for you if you do it. And to use that resistance to it as the means to actually go forward with it. I don't know if that I don't know if it's advice, Lane, but it's something to think about and to ponder, man. I love you, dude. And know that you have enough time to write all the albums that you want to, Brother Bear. You're doing really okay. You're doing fantastically, in fact. You know how to play an instrument, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot, dude. You've been making music. That's insane. You know, you are still you're like going through school, working at the same time. You're amazing, brother Bay. You are amazing, and I want you to believe that about yourself as well. You're doing well, man. Genuinely, you're an inspiration to me as well. More coloring book people here. Shell is a coloring book peoples as well. You know, I don't know if she's here right now, but maybe in a bit. What do you folks color with? I prefer pencil crayons, or colored pencils, whatever you call them, where you're from. I really like digital. I really like. I don't know if it's because of the age I was born in, but every single time I try and draw on paper, I start and it kills me. I don't know what it is. I just feel, ooh, there's a spider embedding itself in my leg hairs. No. Nah. I didn't kill him. I just flicked him away, but that's a big yikes. Hermias Blur, friends. I haven't taken a sip of water. Mm. Mm. As soon as I closed my eyes, I saw this limp plant laying on its side, and then as I was drinking the sip of water, it was like coming back up, coming back to life. Save on colored crayons, sometimes light markers. Sup mode, hey, peppermint, mononoke. It's nice to have you here on the YouTubes, friend. Didn't expect this. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing, friend? I wish I had the resources to draw digitally, but I have no clue where to even start with that. Naomi, me too. I've been using my cell phone as my digital drawing medium, but it's uncomfortable. Yeah, quite literally uncomfortable. Like I have big hands as it is. Uh, I don't know how to pen versus hand. You know, I have big hands as it is, and then there's the cell phone and this little S Pen. It's difficult. So I also look forward to being or having more resources to get myself a better drawing medium. But for the time being, the cell phone works at least. Oh, I'm coloring book person. There we go. Mariah is. I have a ton. Having done much with them in a while. Are they finished? Maybe, even though it might turn out a little bit of a yikes. Like do them with your kids. Maybe like make a copy of one of the pictures and then make four of them, and each one of you do the same picture, and then you can compare your feelings, your color choices, your distribution of colors with one another. I'm great. Glad to see you're having a good day. Mononoke, my friend. Oddly enough, I had one of those days where I woke up feeling kind of meh. You know, I felt unmotivated, uninspired, and like I couldn't focus. And I was trying to be focused because I was reading, you know, important information that was sent to me by email about these classes that we want to do. And I was trying to read it, but I felt both intimidated, both this sense of resistance, a sense of being unfocused and not engaged with the information. And it was discouraging. I felt uncreative in that moment. And then I was thinking to myself, what was I feeling? What was I feeling? And I came to the conclusion that it was a lack of creativity in that given situation. And that's what prompted today's topic, and that's why we're talking about what we're talking. So I feel we're having a good day because we're choosing to now. If that makes sense, my friend. Hey, look who it is! It's freaking Uncle Becky on the YouTubes. I think this is a first. It is a first. Technically, it's the Haywire Hill themselves on the YouTube right now. Love you, Haywire Hill. To you friends who don't know, you should know. There's a Haywire Hill a subreddit here on on YouTube's as well, and on Reddit, and you should check it out. Like it's the home of wholesome, genuinely. I opened to a random page in one of mine and happened upon a tree picture. I think it will work on that sometime today. That sounds amazing, Naomi. Whew. If you will, you know, this is what comes to my mind. I would like to encourage you to color that tree as if it was you as a tree, how you would decorate yourself in this coloring book as that tree. You know, like color yourself in that tree. I guess maybe that's already what you do, but that's the way I think about it. Like think about that if you're coloring it, and I hope you enjoy it, my friend. No, they're constantly comparing my art to theirs, and they get discouraged. They will get discouraged, but just keep reminding them that you have had a lot more time to do it. And if they continue doing it, as old as they are, they're gonna be better than you by the time they're your age. So try and, appeal to their little masculine mindsets of, I don't know, superiority, competition. Maybe that's the right word. Morning loves, freaking Toasty and Heather tuning in at the same time. So much love to you, friends. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing, Toasty Malosty? And Heather says, I just wanted to say good morning, afternoon, friends. I don't know if you're still here, Heather, but I hope you're well as well, my friend. I tell them it's not fair to make that comparison. I've had more practice, yeah. So I really try to leave the field wide open. I get you, Mariah. Like trying to encourage them as gently as possible and not discourage them by just being yourself. You're like a beautiful mother. It genuinely inspires me. I find pencil crayons allow for so much texture and shading. Toasty and Lane with his Lane YouTube. He is. Hey, Edmund is here as well. Brother Beth, thank you for joining us again, man. How are you doing, Edmund? Love it. Love you. Love you. Right. Hey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, you? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, you? Hey, yo, that was close. Don't bite my face, yo. Don't you bite my face. Shouldn't be biting my face. Only kisses. Only kisses. Only kisses for you. Where do you want to go? You're scratching me. You're scratching me. Where do you want to go? Where are you going? Okay. See you later. Javad and Gob collab, for instance. Exactly that. Exactly that, Gob. That's what I was talking about, man. And I see that, brother, and I genuinely admire your ability to also recognize those feelings, those misplaced thoughts, and stomp on them, still show up regardless of them. I love the backdrop on YouTube much more. Meld, how long do we have to wait? Have to wait for what? Uncle Becky for the HD on Reddit? I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Landscape for the win. I mean, just look at the difference. Like the Reddit can see a bit, but they're seeing a very thin slice. On the YouTube, you really have a view. You know, when you don't have cool bokeh, bokeh, bokeh. Actually, is it bokeh or bokeh? Bokeh. Okay, yeah, that's the way. That's the correct way to say it. Or like decent background blur, but maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Get all that crispy details in the back as well. They do, and I enjoy it so much. Thank you, friend. Love is true. Oh, absolutely. Fire breathing Jenny. Thank you, my friend, for being the one to say that as well today. The baby goats helped me through my morning. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jenny, for being awesome as well, my friend. Good to see you're still doing this. Spreading good vibes is honorable. Thank you, my friend. I don't even think it's just, man, this amount of spiders on me today. No, dudes, like you should give me some space, Owens. I think, ooh, weird little red ant creature as well. So many creatures. Thank you, friend. It's not only honorable for me to do this, but it's beautiful. It's a journey of love. It's a journey of co-creation. And you friends, you thinking this is honorable, thinking this is a good thing, is a good thing in itself. That good perpetuates. It could maybe encourage you to do a good thing for someone else as well. If I can do it every single day, I think someone can do it once a day. And you're like, but wait, Mel, doesn't that mean I would also be doing it every single day? Maybe. Thank you for the all seek up vote, Uncle Becky. I love you, my friend. You're such an inspiration, Goop. Genuinely love you, buddy. The first few are gifts, and then to sell. That sounds amazing. I think that's gonna be amazing as well. Maybe if you can do streams of you doing them. When I sell enough for postage, I will send you something. Oh my goodness, when it rains. You don't have to do that, my friend. I just want to see you thrive. Thank you. Thank you for being willing. Like, the thought is more than enough. I nominate Gabby Goat for Bay. Oh, yes. I second this nomination. All rise. Okay, I see no hands other than mine up, so we're gonna take a unanimous vote. Yes, Gabi Goat sounds so beautiful. Please, I would love Gabi Goat. Cause cute, bright shiny head, just like yeah, seconded. There we go. So many seconds, so many hands are being raised. Yes, I love this. You may not know this, but I channel that tone that brought us together every time I talk to my kids now. It's helped me tremendously. I really appreciate you, brother. It's an honor and a privilege. I saw that mask. So cool. Thanks for creating. Gav, this is what we love you, dude. We freaking love you too, bits, man. You are. You also inspired me to get my glue and rhinestones out and make my fox mummer's mask. Thank you for putting yourself out there. No, you, Jenny. No, you, my friend. This is a continual co-creating space, that we're opening up. You sharing that mask could in turn inspire someone else to create something, could inspire someone else to create something. And the more we create, the more we allow ourselves to be creative, the more creative energy there will be in the world, just as a result of. And the more creative energy there is in the world, the more there will be to create. And then we create this new infinity. Thank you, friends. Intelligence is a gift, not a privilege. You use it for the good of mankind. You flatter me. Thank you so much. If you knew me really intricately, that would be the type of compliment you would give me if you want to get on my good side. You're so clever, and you're doing it for a good reason. Yeah. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much. That's genuinely beautiful. Mm. You know, intelligence is a weird thing because it's been, I feel, one of the parts of my existence that has been the most difficult infinity to resolve. Because at one point in my life, my intelligence started separating me from people, especially since I grew up in like a very orthodox Christian town. And me believing and being, if you will, an intelligent 15-year-old, I was a little bit of a loose cannon, and I considered myself superior to others because of my intellect. And that superiority complex, in turn, caused certain people to be undesirable, unreachable, not worthy of talking to. And I just think to myself now, how much I missed out on, how many conversations I could have had, how many people I could have gotten to know if I didn't have this attachment to my intellect and what that means for the conversations that I'm allowed to have. And then secondly, it was at one point in my life something that I thought had more value than body. So I valued my mind, I valued my spirituality, and because of those two things, I for some reason started believing that my body wasn't of as much value in comparison to the other two, and I let my body go as a result of that. And then both of the other two kind of suffered along with them, like my mind, because it became foggy, I couldn't be as creative, couldn't be as snappy, and my spirituality, I feel, suffered as a result of that as well, because the snappiness, the immediacy of this experience is what immerses us in it and allows us to be these, spiritual beings. Back to Reddit. Thank you, Natalie. Sorry if I missed your message. Glad I say this, as you said, crispy details. Back to Reddit. So much love to you, Natalie. Reddit's all pixelated again. Glad we have this to back up on. Yeah, like I've seen Uncle Becky stream as well. The little Goaty streams, they were like these blocks, like these solid blocks of 1 pixel, as it was like, and it was kind of trippy. And I was like convincing myself it was okay because of that. I was like, this looks like I'm tripping out, and I'm seeing some sort of pixelated universe in front of me. And meanwhile, it's just bad, bad freaking backend. Goat skull, huh? I don't know if that's a goat skull. Probably what we call a daikerki. Toasty, very small deer. I did not expect that. I expected to be a dead bug. No, salty. I also don't know where she found it. I just hear chewing noises behind me, and then when I look back, I see that as well. Cool find, Popper. Yeah, pretty cool find. I mean, reduce, reuse, recycle, I guess. Goat skull. I don't think it's a goat skull. It's probably a daikerki. They're very small deer. Hey there, the flying alligator. It's nice to have you here again. Thank you for joining us. Peppy is chewing on a little peach that fell from the tree now. Here you go. Mm-mm-mm. Hola, compa. Yes, I could use a toke for creativity. Cheers to that. Cheers to you, Edmund. I hope it helps, my friend. Set that intention for yourself. Think creative thoughts as you smoke that. There we go. Thanks for creative tingles, man. So happy to have you here co-creating with us today, Uncle Becky. If there was ever a stream for you to tune into, it's in this stream of co-creation, co-creativity, if you will. Feeling all the tingles, brother. I love you, beautiful people. Booty and barbecue. Enjoy the tokes with different folks along the journey of their different strokes today. Thank you so much, my friend. I don't know if you're joining us, but I'm smoking one for you right now. A toke for one of my folks. Creativity. Creative. Create. I'm sorry. It was creative. Just throwing this out there. Jovan and I started a thing. I painted something on a canvas and I sent it to her. She added her love to it, and now it's the next time to pass it on. I know who it's going to next, Mariah, but I don't know if I can say it just yet. I'm pretty sure Jovan added a little emoji next to it, so I'm not gonna say anything. It's just still our little secret. Oof, my knees are not feeling great today. I wish I had some weights to use for upper body. Trying to search online, to search around my house for items I can use. Naomi, don't use weights at all. I don't use weights. What I do is this, and I do that for 2 minutes. And if you can do that for 2 minutes, you're gonna be wrecked. You're gonna like wanna die. In a good way, of course. And then you do it forwards. And then and you'll get wrecked. You'll get super wrecked. You don't need weights. I don't use weights at all. The only weights I use is my body weight. You don't need anything. And I think it's even better if you don't use weights. I love the idea that passing along a piece of art, allowing everyone to add their touch to it. I don't know if you saw the 1000 collaboration, one of the big inspirations when it comes to creativity for me as well. This YouTuber called 1000. He also created this collaborative, painting going from YouTuber to YouTuber. So the fact that you friends are doing that is absolutely mind blowing to me. And it's already been to two people. I got to see, a little bit of an insight. I look forward to seeing it progress. We haven't had any accepted yet, but Kira Burb Jovan really, really wants you to be next. Ooh, there we go. Okay. We haven't had anyone accept yet. How many people have you asked? I'm curious now. Yesterday, I called Tate a good luck charm for those who want to help themselves. That's beautiful when it rains. Tate is. Now she's actually eating that peach. And she's going for it. I'll show you how far she gets with it. I guess it should be okay. It's just water and some fructose. Nothing in a peach that should be harmful to dogs. Dogs eat peaches now, apparently. At least this one does. Unripe peaches. Oh yeah, I wanted to say something about Tate. Just how it's very difficult to do what it is we're doing, to create every day, and to make a living doing so. And Tate has a family. He has bills to pay, if you will. And me and him had this conversation about how he he's also in the same journey with me, but we just happen to be at different times in our lives. And the technology became available at different times in our lives. And how, in my mind, Tate has everything that I'm now supposed to get: a family, a place to live. This is how much he ate of it. Like a career that you've gone through. And it was just again this recognition of we are both in the same creative field, but what we consider success in life is completely different. We shouldn't compare ourselves. Comparing ourselves is the killer. Comparison is a happiness killer or something like that. I don't know who said that. I think Naomi said that once as well. What of that makes me so excited? I'm so happy it's been passed. Oh yes, Mariah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Just enjoy. I just enjoy weights, honestly. I know that there are a million other things I can do, but I'm missing the gym right now. The gym is very nice for like repetition. You know, you get into like one position and then you can count those reps. Like the way I exercise is very much not that way anymore. But I do miss the gym for the same reason. I haven't been in a gym for like 3 years, so I think maybe I've broken that craving a little bit. Comparison is the thief of joy. There we go, Naomi. Thank you. Yeah, I was just going to say peach pits are poisonous. I don't think she's gonna go for the pit. She was just eating the flesh. I was watching that as well. Thank you, Jenny, for your concern, my friend. We're just going to say that often the pits of the fruits are not good to ingest. No, like I think the pit would be too big for her to swallow anyway. Oh, I'm glad they helped. Teddy's Roosevelt. That's Teddy Roosevelt, isn't it? Did Teddy Roosevelt say that quote of comparison is the thief of joy? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. I feel that hard, been having trouble of finding time. And then when I'm able to find time, I can't find the motivation. It's a vicious and depressing cycle. You know, Edmund, this might be a controversial thing to say, so let's put on our tinfoil hats collectively. I feel it's sometimes designed to be that way. You know, we're kept in this drag in life almost, where if we do have some time to be creative, we're so exhausted that we need rest. So we take those times to rest, and then we have to go back and do something that exhausts our bodies, our minds, and our souls, you know, because it might not be something that we want to do in that moment. And it becomes this vicious cycle, and it feels orchestrated. You know, the 4 day work week is going to have to become a reality. The working from home is going to have to become a reality. And alongside those things, we're going to have more time to be creative. And I see it happening. I see it happening in humanity right now. Ah, fuck! Oh, shit! What the fuck? I'm so sorry for cursing. Ah, fuck! Something just stung me. Yes. Suddenly. Oh, whoa. Oh, oh, a little bug just came at me. You see, I destroyed my joint as well. Sorry. Oh, fuck. It's burning. At least it's not still stinging me. It was probably like a wasp or something. Mildly embarrassing. Just a little bit embarrassed. This startled me so badly. I'm sorry. Naomi, it startled me as well. I forgot the original saw the quote, to be honest. It just resonated with me a lot. It still does. It still does, Naomi. I'm sorry for startling you, friend. I'm glad it helped. You know, check on everybody and see the new babies. It doesn't matter what you do that uses the creative muscles. The outcome doesn't matter. Create. You're right, Jenny. And that's a beautiful point to make here as well, because we can be very critical of our creations. We can be so critical, and we're critical to the point where we stop creating altogether. We're like, oh, I'm going to create something, and then, oh, this is absolute trash, and then we don't create for months at a time again. Just create something, even if it's by your conception of what a good creation is. Even if it isn't that, you've still created something. You've still exercised your creative muscle because you had to be creative to have created something. And that muscle that you use is something that you can continually keep exercising. And the more you exercise it, the better you get at it. So your creations are eventually going to catch up with your aesthetic likes. And it's just that gap that we have to overcome. And creating things that we might not approve of is going to be a part of that journey. Thank you so much, Jenny. Genuinely beautiful point to make. So I practice with analog art. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It has one of those bumpies, you know, like the little ring that forms around it. I can feel it. At least now I know it was just like a stinger bug, not a like a spider or something. Because I had spiders around me the whole time. What did I have to think that? Why did you have to remind me of that? Thank you. I'm so out of practice that I go digital. Me too, Uncle Becky. Like I don't have any practice of analog art, so I just go straight digital. I'll post some of my coloring in the Discord after work. Please do, Jenny. We'd love to see. Estian, that feeling could also be the feeling of challenge for you to rise, to take the intimidation and turn it into energy. Oh, absolutely. That's what I want to do, my friend. And it's not always easy to do that. But that's what I've been trying to do. Like in the while we were getting ready, I was brushing my teeth. I was thinking about this as well, and I stopped brushing my teeth. I spit out my toothpaste. I got my phone. I hit my like voice record button. I opened my voice recorder and I start recording and I basically say this intro for this class if I'm going to create this class. And it's basically just an acknowledgement of the fundamental truth that we are conscious beings in this moment, conscious together. And on that level, there is nothing that separates us. There's nothing that differentiates us. There is nothing that makes one of us better, more, you know, like any adjective here or any descriptive word here than the other person, because we are one in that sense. And then it goes on to provide the rest of the information. And just that initial acknowledgement of what we are, where we are, how we are, base level, almost like as an introduction. I feel in that moment was something that really resonated with me, especially if it's going to go if it's going to be for a class of self betterment. Mm-mm-mm. It is the PK Ripper himself, my friend. I was actually on your profile today, just like giving all of your posts like. I saw your post on Hydra homies and I, sprinkle some love there as well. Thank you for joining us here, my friend. It's so nice to have you. Chat is better in Reddit though. It's easier in that way, Jenny. And especially since the YouTube comments are disappearing. Like, I'm gonna touch the screen and let's see how long it takes me to completely lose it. Pure gold. Pure okay. I'm okay. I'm fine, Naomi. It's the initial pain. Like now that it's a consistent pain, like bzzz, now I'm fine with it. But it's that initial base level no pain. Now suddenly the spike of pain. That's where the ridiculousness happens. But now that that spike has happened and it kind of like is on a slow down sustain, I can manage it. It's not that not difficult. Dear God, thank you, Mariah. I just moved to the bathroom where the sound bounces around so much. You just scream. I'm so sorry. I think therefore I create. I heard that in a Wookiefoot song. I like it because that means everyone is creative. Absolutely, my friend. Undeniably, every single person is creative. Diana, it's so nice to have you. Love you, Diana. Thank you for joining us, my friend. I only analog art. I have never tried digital. I have the means to, just intimidated by the fundamentals. If that makes any sense. It makes sense, Mariah. It's always difficult to transition to a new medium, and that's always going to come with some challenges, and those challenges can be intimidating. Great to see you and the crew on here. Great to have you as part of the crew, my friend. Thank you for joining us. So much love to you. How are you? How is the kids? How is the family? Chat is good. Reddit. I like the focus on Meltmore here, and I am not getting distracted by trees. What? When it rains. But that trees, I guess a little bit. When does the light go? When the light goes out. Where does the light go when the light goes out? Ooh, 8 weight coming with such a good counter, or I feel almost like yogic wisdom or guru wisdom. Instead of answering my question, he asks me another. And my question today was, let's talk about, or I said, let's talk about creative will. Where does it come from and where does it go? And to that question, 8 weight says, where does the light go when the light goes out? technically it gets absorbed, right? And now I'm thinking about that in the context of creativity. Maybe that creative energy gets absorbed into this world, gets absorbed into your body, gets absorbed into your work. What a trip. Thank you, 8 Wade. That's beautiful, man. Maybe. I don't know. That's very cool. It becomes an equally beautiful void. Our job is to keep the light from going out. There we go. That's why I'm so happy to see all of these different perspectives now. That's why we have a light buddy system. And Uncle Becky, so true. Team light buddy. There we go. There's a lot of intelligence, but a lacking of common sense today. 8 Wade, relax, dude. I feel I understood the way you were trying to, share your message. Thank you, friend. It's just different interpretations, different perspectives, not a lack of common sense, just a different perspective. And that's literally what we celebrate here, difference in perspective. Ermias Blur, friend. Remember Ermias Blur. God uplifts, peace, love, unity, and respect. I think it's very respectful to say people don't have common sense. I'm just pulling your legs, Walter. You are loved, and we just want to share more love with you, and we want to have you share love with us as well. Anyway, you kind of silly little statement, but you can take it in many places. You can, my friend. What Uncle Becky is talking about with the light buddy system is that because I have light for one part of the day and Uncle Becky has light for another part of the day, at any one point, both of us will be experiencing actual light on the surface of our side of the planet. And alongside, coinciding with this light, we also have the means to share light from ourselves, from our beings, into this world to ensure that light doesn't go out in the context that our friends are talking about. Hello, friends. Going to the doctor today. Feeling out of sorts this morning. It'll pass, but I could use a spare vibe or two. I loves you muchly. So good vibes coming to Jovan. I'm seeing a little sphere. It has a bunch of little spots on it. It almost looks like there's these little tubes pulling out of it, and then there's like a fiber-like structure coming out of the tube. And it's like the tube is being pulled out of the sphere, but the fiber is dangling in the wind almost. It's like if you can imagine like a three-dimensional sphere, and it has these plugs of little cylinders into it, and there's these little strings coming out, and as a gentle breeze comes along and kind of like turbulence is this little string, it starts to gently pull this tube out of the sphere. Good vibes being sent your way, Jovan. Love to you, my friend. So much love to you. I hope you feel better. What kind of silly little statements? Oh, I've ordered one. Sending you love and healthy vibes. Thank you so much. All the love and good vibes for you, dear friend. And Edmund, arm circles are underrated. Going to get my kids to do some with me now. Ooh, arm circles. Like where you sit arm to arm with people, or do you have to like hook into the arms of people? Like I'm not exactly sure what an arm circle is. Maybe just holding hands. Infinite strength and healing to you, Jovan. Thank you so much, Brother Ryan. Imagine going to the gym and seeing Mel just flailing his arms around. No, you would in fact not see me do that, Edmund, because I do it in the privacy of my own room. And I do so like very good reason, and I don't stream that because it very much is not appealing. I just look like an insane person, and then I really torque myself up, so I basically try and close my arms as fast as I can, and then stop as close as I can to my hands, and then open it up with as much force as I can. And yeah, and then you do that for 30 seconds, and you're like, okay, something is wrong with me now. My body wants to shut down. Why does it keep compelling me to sit down? Imagine going to the gym. Love you. Peaches are safe at doggos. Thank you so much. I'm happy to hear that. Gob, I was sure as well, but I appreciate you making sure for me. Everything annoys me. I don't know if that's an annoyed laughter or like you're having a good time laughter. I'm going to assume this person who says everything annoys me is having a fantastic time. For the first time in the day, is not annoyed. We love you, Fred. Thank you for joining us. Is the spider you flicked away? Don't, stop. Stop putting that. I can't. Oh, he's spider melt. The spider melt. Oh, man. Okay. This is a little bit dark, but do bear with me. In the Marvel universe, Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. And you just see the Spider-Man, like, and then in this universe, you go spider melt, spider melt, and then I walk to my room and I collapse and I die because spiders kill you sometimes if they're poisonous enough. I'm sorry, I might be a bit dark, but yeah, nom nom spider is the pain he felt. No, no, I hope not. I'll have to have it checked out. It's not getting that big. Maybe you can check it out. Looks like it's right there. Can you see that? Sorry for the love angle. The love handle angle. But we share a lot here. Good day to you, Aunt B. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Kangaroo and spiders. Fortunately, it's not Australia, Otherwise, I would have a reason for concern. Whatever just bit me is probably gonna kill me if I was in Australia. Ryan and Gob, I wish that was a booger emoji. We were actually talking about you and Gob's co-creation, Gob-laboration, in context of creativity, and Gob feeling like he isn't creative enough because he's co-creating with you instead of creating from nothing, if you will. And you were called into this space, loved in this space, my friend. Thank you for joining us now. Mel, hey Dry, thank you for joining us, friend. How are you doing, my guy? Just rhymed because I wanted to. I don't even know if you're a guy. I just love you, my friend. Zelius, hey to you as well. How are you doing? Why do my brain think Midsommar the moment I scroll to this? Interesting you say that because I haven't seen Midsommar, but I've heard so many good things about Midsommar. Apparently, it's a scary movie that's good or something like that, or like a intense or angsty movie. I'm not sure exactly. Rub some moist tobacco on it, and it will draw the poison out, or so I've heard. I'm gonna run and go get my stash of moist tobacco right now. Right? Nudge, nudge. Playfully pushing back. I unfortunately don't have any moist tobacco. I do want to grow some of my own tobacco, just for the sake of having, seeing, cultivating, co-creating with the world this beautiful plant. And in that context, I would be more comfortable with using it. We'll see if I can get some tobacco seeds. I've asked for them, but they haven't come, so I assume that they're not supposed to be here, at least yet. Can we create without something that was previously created? Booty and Barbecue asks. This example, a song slash instrument, a sculpture of marble, a poem without a pen. You see, I would say yes, because at one point in our, and this is complete conjecture and just my opinion, but at one point in our existences, we didn't have the ability to communicate yet. And we've created this ability to communicate with one another and created these intricate languages and vocabularies, and these single words encapsulate larger meaning, and collectively they communicate even more meaning. And if you disassemble a sentence and you evaluate all of the underlying meanings, you can find even more meaning in something arbitrarily said. How the person says it, the tone they say it with, what they're saying, and what came before what they're saying. There's so much to language and creating from something without previously having had that creation. And technically, now the way we're creating with language is creating from something that was previously created, these words and then the meaning associated with them. But I feel the initial creation of language is in essence that creation from something without something previously created. And then the counter argument to how we're creating right now in this moment without something previously created is by our imaginations. And we can experience, see things in our imaginations that we would have no frame of reference for in our actual physical realities. Tobacco is more regulated and processed than food we Americans, than the food we in America. If it ain't processed, we don't want. We ain't want it. I hope that's changing as well. Unfortunately, processed foods are cheaper, and it's an economic incentive for people to buy it, and it comes at the cost of health. And I do believe that's changing. I like jump rope for arm exercises since I can work out my heart, lungs, and other muscles. Yeah, jump rope is fantastic. It's great for rhythm as well, actually. So you're training your mind as well. And that's what they are going to try to do with weed, America. Oh, they're doing it with weed right now, unfortunately, Mariah. These things are, yeah, it's just the government trying to commoditize profit off of human existence. You know, a large scale gang that takes our money and has a monopoly on violence. Government. I love y'all. Love you. That's the Looney Tunes thing, isn't it, Toasty? That's the Looney Tunes thing. Damn it. It just hit me. I was trying to figure it out yesterday. No. Arm circles, in exercise. Oh, holding arms straight out. Think like tree shaped with your arm as wide branches. And then make big circles with your wrists forwards and then backwards, starting with little circles, then bigger. Okay, so it's like, and then to the sides as well, and then to the bottom, and then to the top. Yeah, those would be great. Absolutely fantastic. And, exercising this muscle, this, because technically, if you lift your arm up, it's mostly this muscle contracting. It's like a hefboom. What's the English word for that? An anchor point? No. Hefboom. Oh, fucking, I don't know the English word for it. Basically, it pulls on this entire arm. So just by lifting your arm a bunch of times, you're exercising this muscle, inevitably. And the more this muscle is defined, the better your arms look, because it's literally this muscle group that becomes this shape that cuts out like this, and then your arm, your tricep cuts in like that, and then your bicep starts from there. So just by exercising this muscle, because if this muscle has no definition and it just keeps going straight all the way, then your whole arm, even if you have big biceps and triceps, your whole arm will look less defined just because of a lack of a shoulder muscle. And it's weird. It's weird we human beings see things like that, but we recognize shapes, and we can pull these shapes out of ourselves by just becoming stronger. And that's my incentive as well. The stronger you become, your body shows that strength. It's a correlation. Get strong. Don't get fit. Don't try and hit some sort of ideal weight. Just get strong, friends. You will enjoy it. Your body will reward you for it. Yes, those are great. Genuinely, so great. If you take a walk away from food and stay outside, maybe. I'm so confused, Jenny. Do you mean creating without needing something prior? I wish I had a better relationship with weed and food. I always. Oh. Okay, sorry. I'm missing a comment. It's a binge eating, and it leads. Why can't I read freaking English words right now? I'm sorry. I wish I had a better relationship with weed and food. It always leads to me binge eating, and I can't seem to break that association in my brain. I wish I had a way to help Naomi. Like I do understand that association though. I feel weed is very much an association type of experience as well, where the thing you do it with in correlation with it becomes very fixed in your brain. And my initial usage pattern, Pepe, that's dirty. That's dirty. My initial usage pattern was with me going to the gym, smoking a bunch of bud and going to the gym. And then I would smoke weed with friends, and I would have this compulsion to start doing push-ups. And I would have to stop myself from doing that because I'm like, bro, There's a bunch of people around you. You can't do push-ups right now. And then my brain is like, bro, that is the feeling. And it's the same thing with like the food cravings as well. It's because you have that association. It's the this thing happens and then this thing follows, and then you put yourself in that chemical state again, and you do it again. Try and connect it to something else. Our friend's suggestion to go for a walk is a good idea. That helps sometimes in the summer. Right now, it's so cold. It's so cold. Try exercising. That's what I do as well, Naomi. Try exercising instead. Like smoking and exercising is fantastic to me. It is a constant battle. It takes actively acknowledging the association and making it different. There we go, Mariah. Exactly. And acknowledging the association you have and then trying to replace it with another. And you can do it with anything. You can do it with creativity. Sit down and try and draw something, color something until you can overcome that barrier. And if binge eating is a problem for you, especially, then try and set a certain limit for yourself of how much food you can eat. For me, I also have a problem with binge eating, Naomi, especially when it comes to fruit. I cannot stop myself. I'll eat 2 kilograms, 4 pounds of grapes in a sitting. That's what I do. I've done it more than I'd like to admit, and I suffer. I actually suffer for it. Like the next day, my joints. I feel like I can't close my hands properly. I feel like my shoulders are stiff and my neck is, I slept wrong or something. It's not good. So instead of allowing myself to do that, I just cut myself off in a certain eating window. Like I'm not going to eat anything else today because I've already consumed enough calories for my day. And if I consume any more, I'm going to be in an excess. It's a constant battle, as Mariah says. The only thing that occupies my mind sometimes is Minecraft, but being home always leads to me with food. Yeah, forcing a dissociation. I do enjoy weed and exercise, but last time I did that, for some reason my heart rate spiked to the point that I had a really big panic attack, and I'm worried to do that again. Naomi, if you don't, Papi, that's dirty. If you don't try, you'll never know. You don't have to like exercise for Peppy. No, no, I don't want that close to me. She has a bird nest she's been tearing apart. You want to show them? You want to show them your bird nest? You want to show them your bird nest? Oh yeah, go and play with it somewhere else. Just like shaking it. 4 pounds. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm not even joking, Mariah. Like I know 4 pounds because my mom was really upset with me for eating 4 pounds of grapes. Ouch! Comes for me again. I just see Satan incarnate. Like she didn't draw blood, but she definitely scratched skin. Huh? Yeah? I can eat you. I can eat you too. You're like, bitch, you gonna eat me? Yeah, I'll eat you back. I'll eat you. You'll see. Yeah, Mo. That was close. Maybe she was just mocking me a little bit, huh? Were you trying to scare me? Is that what it is? And you were like, yeah, huh? Yeah, you're gonna try. You're gonna try, dude. Ashmash. Actually, you bite. Actually, you terugbite. This little eye. She's like giving me. Ow, ow, ouch! You're hurting me. You're hurting me. Ow, ow, ah. Ah, 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 ah. Much, much, much. Much, much, much. Oh, whoa. Much, much, much. Okay, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Nowhere? Okay, that's what I thought. Mm, mm. Ouch! Ow! Am I asking for it? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I see, I see, I see. I see, I see. I see, I see. I'll squeeze you, yo. Squeeze. You'll get squeezed. You'll get squeezed. I'm getting distracted. Oh my God. Oh, I have a really bad. Oh, with binge eating disorder recently. Waiting for my next therapy appointment later this month to talk about it more. I am not equipped. Naomi, I encourage you, to talk about these things. Thank you for being willing to share as well, and for encouraging us, inspiring us to be willing to talk about these things as well. Genuinely, my friend. Mm, perpetual arms, perpetual arms reminds me of Margie. Hey, puppy, 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 you're being a little bit rough now. You're hurting me. You're hurting me that way. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. Why are you hurting me like this? See, you see? Stop hurting me. Stop hurting me. Stop it. I'm not hurting you, am I? No. I'm just gently squeezing you and playing with your ears a little bit, maybe. No, I'm not hurting you. I'm not trying to hurt you. Just playing. There we go. Gently biting me. Yeah, gently. Just gently. I smell this. You know me. I'm a you do you kind of guy. But Mel, for the love of the universe, please stay away from nicotine if you can. You're right, Toast. You are right. Maybe that's why I haven't, gotten my hands on the seeds. And that's why I'm, like genuinely talking about that in that context as well. Like the reason I haven't got them must mean that I'm not supposed to. Bite her back. I do. I do bite her back. But she hasn't hurt me that much for me to justify her biting her back that hard. What do you think about manifestation in the process of creation? Creation is manifestation, my friend. You see something in your mind's eye, and then you manifest it as creation. That's what I think about it, my friend. Thank you for joining us, Alexandre. It's so nice to have you here. Oy, 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 oy. I'm good, Mel. I hope you're well. So well, Dry. Thank you, my friend. So well. So, I'll kiss you. I'll kiss you. I'll kiss you. Wish a mush, mush, mush. Mush, mush, Ouch! I'm creating with something previously made. Even using a stick to draw in the sand. The stick came from it once living plant, and the sand is composed of bits of previous living organisms and microbes in the soil. You're right. You're right when it rains. In that way, if we ever create something in this physical realm, it would be creating something from something else. That's why I genuinely believe the only way, and the way that God, if there is a God or like source, would create, would be in imagination, in mind as well. Hey, relax yourself. Relax yourself, please. Relax. Relax. Calm down. Here we go. Take that chill pill. Huh? Oh, you're smelling my joint, huh? Yeah? Huh? You can't smoke joints. You can't smoke joints. You're a doger. You're a doger. You can't be smoking joints and stuff. No, you can't. You can't do that. You cannot. I would love to. It would be cool if you could smoke a joint with me, but apparently it's not good for you. No. It's not good for you, baby girl. Baby girl. I'm creating living microbes in the soil. Man, I feel like it is itching. I don't know if it's fleas from her. That's Mario. But sometimes you do the Looney Tunes. You have to remind me. Maybe like try and get the that's the freaking bit. Shoulder cuff, deltoid. There we go. Not deltoid. Hefboom. It's like when you have a pivot point. It's like an anchor point that is attached to this entire arm, and by shortening one side of it, you lift the entire thing. I don't know what that is called in English. Co-creators that we are, my friend. Thank you for joining us. We equals munchies. It can. Pavlov's push-ups. Yes. Pavlov's freaking push-ups. What are your dreams and aspirations? Little Bear, thank you for joining us again, my friend. I remember you asking that question on the stream, but I wasn't there to answer your question. My dreams and aspirations is to share love of this world, my friend. To share the ability to love this world more as well by sharing beautiful parts of this world that is lovable. My dreams and aspirations. And the more resources we equip ourselves to be able to create, the more we'll be able to create, you know? And it's gonna be a back and forth, friend. Thank you for being part of it. Gabby, you saw the colors and breathed life into my skeleton of a sketch. You go through the creative process when creating anything at all. Taking the first step is what makes you create. And as creators, we are always our hardest critic. Javan, thank you, my beloved friend, for sharing so beautifully. That you're such an inspiration. Masha, masha, mash. Gently strangle. Masha, mash, mash, mash. She's such a little scab. She's like a crazy little creator as well. Very creative in her shenanigans, I'd say. Back to creative topic. Request for opinions. Yes or no to strings on mittens? To strings on mittens. Like strings to hang them up with? I want more context. I would say yes, at least on base value, face value. When it rains, yes. Hey, it's V Slag. She's saying, getting ready to run around, but much man. Much love your way, my darling. I feel like the popper sometimes. Where's my chill pill? She went and found it somewhere. Yeah, I don't know where she went. Talk about the devil. Okay. Are you gonna zoom me? Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom. Yes, relax. Yes. I say, ouch! Whoa! Whoa, that bite me. Don't bite me. You bite me, you little monster. You monster, you. Masha Mash gently strangles. What a cute puppy. She's crazy, Alexandra. She's really crazy. Like, you probably only got to see a little bit of her. A little bit more now. You go there. Mm, unrelated, but Melt, if you ever decide you're going to make such a wonderful dad, thank you. Thank you so much, Heather. I do hope so. You know, like these little beings are definitely practice, if anything, is how to be compassionate and loving towards something that might not understand you, and you might not understand it. But we can be in the same space, co-creating nonetheless. Yes, but as long as you don't interfere with the functionality. Yeah, absolutely. Melt, last night I did a micro stream and wore one of my favorite scarves, peacock blue with zebras. I never mentioned. That's what I noticed first. Your scarf. Beautiful, Shell. We talked about you today, my friend. We had one friend mentioning that she wants to like color in her coloring book. And she asked if there's anybody else, who colors in coloring books, and I mentioned you as well. You've been missed. Thank you for joining us here, my friend. I'm curious about your scarf now, actually. Long enough to still be their own function. Okay, I bet that they'll be super cute. I'm sure as well. String goes through the arms of your jacket so that it's out of the way and keeps your mitts from being separated from each other. Through the arms of your jacket. so that it has its, so you can, and then they just hang kind of from your jacket. I guess that's what you're talking about, right? Never in my life did I think. I guess yeah, it would be possible. I think you would have it run across your back though, right? I'm so I'm so fascinated. I've never seen a pyramid like that when it rains. If anything, it's gonna be very unique. Yeah, they'll have Mario patches. There we go. You're such a great speaker. You'd be great speaking in junior slash to school kids. So when your tour starts, I want to be the girl with the glasses and the clipboard organizing the schedule. Heather, don't be joking about stuff like that. That is a part of the plan. That genuinely is a part of the plan. When I can go mobile, when I can afford, a van life, if you will, I have to buy a van first. We'll get there when we get there. I'm going to be traveling throughout South Africa, and we have these whole periods, we call them, where we have to for an hour sit in a hole. They do some announcements, and then for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes of that time, there's like a public speaker, and usually it's very Christian oriented. And I would like to get into that slot and talk to high schoolers, especially with the amount of depression that's going around in our world right now. I genuinely believe that helping them just by exploring, their own psyches, what they're going through right now, and how they can try and make the most of it. Like it's what helped me. Hey, Professor Goo, thank you for the helpful, brother bear. Pictured correctly, Meltmore. Thank you. When it rains. Okay, that makes sense. Mm, Nice to see you again. Alexandra, it's nice to see you as well, my friend. Thank you for joining us again. In Michigan, we call mittens with strings idiot mittens, but I think they are awesome. Idiot mittens. I've never heard that one, Jenny. I guess it probably came from a person who saw someone had mittens and then was like, "Oh, can I put your mittens on?" And the person was like, "No, they're attached to a string." And then the person was like, "Why are they attached to a string?" And the person is like, "So you don't lose them from each other and they stay kind of in your jacket. And also, I don't have to give them to you." And he's like, "Oh, you're an idiot." And then it got the name Idiot Mittens. Mittens with those strings were so common in my childhood. Yes, it keeps you from losing one of the mittens, and yes, it runs through the sleeves and across the back of your shoulders usually. The more you know. I've never seen them in my life, but I can perfectly picture them. Expanding on ideas and inventions can also be considered new creations or not. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. I feel some of the most beautiful creations kind of build up in that way, where it's been something that you've created, a style that you kind of start falling in love with. And as you create more and more from that style, from that previous idea or previous invention, your craft becomes more and more curated, articulated, pristine into what it is you're trying to express, and it can become better as a result of that, a better creation, if there's any any such thing, if you will. It'll be the melting crew. Aiden's got the van, and Heather's got the clipboard. It sounds so freaking cool. Hey, hey, you silly girl, you silly little thing. You don't like that? Oh, that's hurting me. Keep kids from losing their darn things, lol. I mean, they do that. Yeah, they really do that. Man, I've lost so many things. I tend to be a little bit of a, in Afrikaans we call us loskop, of verstrooid. We have two words for that actually. Like one is a loose head, and the other one is like scattered, I guess would be the way to say it. Yeah, just trying to figure out how to continue breathing sometimes. Keeps kids from anything. Oh, you have a chi too? A chi? Uh, I don't like know exactly what you mean, friend. We have little Peppy here. Maybe a little bit of a child. I had an epiphany. Depression is static, mental static, hypnotizing. Someone is calling me. Hypnotizing in nature. The biggest direction a human can experience. Someone is calling me and is distracting me. Niet. Scatterbrain, exactly, Jenny. Just an epiphany. Depression is static, mental static. Hypnotizing in nature, but the biggest distraction a human can experience. This person is calling me again. You know, I would answer, but I don't know if it's gonna work or my stream is gonna continue. Probably will drop it. You have a beautiful soul, and your words move people of all ages. Praying that you can make all of your dreams come true. So blessed to catch you this morning. Juno, where I live. Thank you, my friend. It's not a Chihuahua. She's a Jack Russell. A Jack Russell key. They have the same kind of body structure. At least she does. Distraction. Direction. The ultimate distraction a human can experience. Didn't I say distraction as well? I think I might have autocorrected. Thank you, Juno. You're a part of this, my friend. Man, this person is relentlessly calling me. Like, I think maybe we'll end the stream and then I'll answer that call. I love you, friends. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing the space and being creative with me today. I love you and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Oof, that's so true, Mariah. I love you, Jovan. Oh, Viking Queen. We were actually talking about you yesterday, my friend. So much love to you, Candace. I'll see you friends again tomorrow. Let me answer this call. So much love to you.